So explaining to parents, I think the best is to use an analogy. So we go to the doctor, we get all these tests run, they do blood pressure, take all those vital signs, and then they just say, well, you're at a C. And so your question is going to be, what does that C mean, right? What am I lacking in? What am I doing well in? So just as we go to a doctor to, have a checkup, they're going to give us specific feedback on all of those different vital signs, our lifestyle, and I think that's what standards-based grading can provide. We can really see where the student is doing well, what concepts, what soft skills are they excelling at, and where they need additional support. And standards-based grading really helps us to target where they need additional support and where they can extend their learning.
Standards-based grading, it uses numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, like you need a lot of help on it. 2, you're getting there, you're learning more about it. 3 is that you've learned it, and then 4 is that you're like going over the top and you know more about it.
Standards-based grading is pretty much there's only 4 categories you can get rather than percentages. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1 being the worst, well, not the worst, it's where you're starting, and 4 being the best, which is exceeding. So I would explain it as it's more personalized than just regular grading, and you can really see what you need to improve on, like I've said, and where you need help with.
I think it's helped me in a few ways. One way is that whenever we get our papers back, it always has the different standards on the top, and it's circled. So if we get a bad grade, we could just look at the lines, and it'll show us how we could improve and how we could change how we answered the questions.
This really gives us the chance to pinpoint where these guys are at, and that's the real focus of it. There's a lot more parts to it. I'm not gonna. It's easier just to me to give a kid, you got a B, you got a C, you got an A, whatever. But this really gives a truer picture of where the learner's at.
In math, let's say, I'm okay, but I'm not great at geometry. So that helps me understand what part of geometry and what part of the math overall I need to work at, but also help me understand where my strengths are in math to make sure that I keep those strengths and have the ability to raise those strengths.
It helped me kind of see which ways work best for me. And it definitely helped me kind of keep in track with myself and know if I mastered what we're learning or if I need a little bit more work on it.
It's very interesting when we first started this, and I think that's what's helped with parents, is that the kids really wrap themselves around it. We check their level of understanding, and they'll say, well, I'm a 2 right now. But I think with a little more practice, I can be a 3. And so I never heard that with letter grades, I'm a B now. Well, you did, I'm a B, but I want to be an A. But it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean as much as it means with standardized-based grading.
If you get a D or an F or a C, it kind of hits you like, oh, I didn't meet that milestone, I can't do anything else to fix it. That's my grade, and I'm a D student now. That's what I felt like when I got a D on a test in 3rd grade. But now when I get a 2 on a test, it doesn't hit me as hard. It just tells me I have to work a little bit harder to reach that.
There are a lot of things I like about it. I think the most important thing is that it helps me to really hone the feedback and really focus on the individual child. In a lot of cases, when we present information to students, we think about the class as a whole, but even walking around the classroom, I can see that the student is missing this particular learning target, and I can really focus individual feedback that day as I'm doing my walk-arounds with the students, allowing me to really focus on individual needs in addition to helping them master the standards, which are part of the grade level expectations, helps me to really meet them where they are.